What is a refugee? Who is a refugee? A person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. A refugee is someone who has been forced to flee his or her country because of persecution, war, or violence. A refugee has a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, political opinions, or membership in a particular social group. What is the difference between an immigrant and a refugee? The key difference is that a refugee flees their country due to a well-founded fear of persecution and is granted international protection under international law. An immigrant conversely moves to another country for reasons such as better economy opportunities, family reunification, or education, and does so by choice, not for immediate threats. My question to you is, what are you? I'm your boy Uncle P. Welcome to another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, listen. Everybody wants to claim they know the law, they know better. The reality is everybody is just following the crowd that suits their needs best. A lot of people come to my channel and they have a lot to say, especially because I happen to not be South African. You know, a lot of people have this notion that I hate foreigners, that I hate my own kind. Guys, first of all, let's clarify one thing. I am fully aware that I'm foreign. And secondly, I am not your kind. How the hell are you illegal? Are you breaking people's laws? You are kidnapping, you're unaliving, you're selling powder, and you are saying that I'm your kind. We are brothers and sisters. Guys, please, I beg, please. Let's not classify each other. I am fully aware I'm Angolan. Now, for those of you that keep insisting I need to go back to Angola and fix my country, hey, Baba, please, ne? Cut. What is so difficult about entering somebody's country legally, doing things legally, following their laws, paying taxation, and if you're going to marry their women or date their women, do so with respect, integrating yourself into their society rather than their society integrate themselves into you? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, because I have been seeing it everywhere and I've been seeing it for years. When you walk in South African malls or South African streets, you no longer see a group of South Africans. You see a group of Africans. What do I mean? You always see a group of Africans. That means in that group, there's going to be Zimbabweans, Malawians. I'm not sure about Nigerian because I hardly see Nigerian women. But if it's a group of men, you will say Nigerian men. It is a mixture of all Africans just walking around the mall, doing their things, united. Am I not correct about that? Now, if you agree with me that is the case and that is the reality of the country that we are living in, then you agree with me that amongst those friend groups, some of them are illegal without any documentations. And also, there's one thing you will notice. If there's a South African amongst that friend group, that South African is acting like the foreigners, not like a South African. Because for some odd reason, South Africans, when they associate with foreigners, they do not act like themselves. They only act like themselves on social media, where it suits them, where it's trending. When they see a trend is happening, then they want to be known that they're South Africans. In reality, in the real world, when you see a South African amongst Nigerians, he's trying to speak pidgin. When you see a South African amongst Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, his tone and everything even changes. The only time they reveal their South Africans when it benefits them to say, I am South African. When the opinion of a South African is mostly needed. And that is the sad reality that we live in. The Nigerian guy has spoken well, Uncle P, or what you call yourself. Even myself, I paid during my primary school in Lagos. It means you don't even know your history, Mr. P. Do you know what this guy is talking about? Nigerians are now claiming that they paid for apartheid. You guys watched the video.
Right here in South Africa, you can see the blacks are fighting blacks for what? I paid apartheid when I was in primary school. If I didn't bring money for apartheid, they would beat me. My teacher would beat me when I was in school.
They are claiming that they paid for apartheid in their schools. And I keep repeating, even if you paid for apartheid, does that mean that you enter somebody's country and do the shit that you are doing? Rather than being law-abiding citizens. Because those that are law-abiding citizens are not here in my channel complaining. In South Africa, this is the biggest issue you have in this country. Anyone, regardless of race, religion, and origin, can buy land or property in South Africa. It is the law. You can also buy a piece of land, Uncle P, and call it Angola. Imagine I leave my country. I come to somebody's country for refuge. And even if it was not refuge, it was migration. But I came here for a better life. But instead of following their ways, I buy land and then I name it Angola. The disrespect. Instead of integrating into people's cultures, into people's societies, into people's ways, you decide. Do you think if today every single white person in this country spoke a South African language and integrated themselves into the South African society the same way the black South Africa and the colored South Africa and the Indian South Africa were able to integrate themselves into the Afrikaans society, and most of us now speak Afrikaans? Yes, ons praat Afrikaans baie goed. Ons nie sang nie die national anthem part, ons leef van ons gehele en die lewe, maar ons Afrikaans gepraat. Guys, and this is the problem. Everybody expects South Africa to integrate into their ways, but nobody's willing to integrate into South African ways. Because what? Our ways are better, but yet our countries are shit. Guys, I went through a part of TikTok that was extremely toxic. I didn't realize there was a part like that. And I started reading those comments and I realized that nobody respects South Africans. Nobody respects South Africans because South Africans are very understanding and they are not truthful to the problems they are facing, and they are not united to the problems they are facing. But one thing that I want to make clear to all of you is the following. No? These people are not going back to their country. They are stuck in South Africa and they will not go back. They will fight to stay in this country and in any country that they manage to enter.
Many Nigerians now don't they tear their passports. They don't say they don't abandon us for this sinking ship when they call country. Make una just watch. Listen to wetin they talk before they tear their passport. Their passport, their international passport, say they no go ever come back. They don't deny us. Make una just watch. Hi!
Having critically observe the way and manner the Nigerian election has been conducted so far, I have come to the conclusion that Nigeria can never be redeemed. As a result, I have decided not to be associated with anything called Nigeria.
So when I say Nigeria can no longer be redeemed, when I say Nigeria is a lost cause, when I say Nigeria is done, when Nigerians themselves say it, who's lying? Are we all lying?
In order to buttress my assertion, I hereby destroy my Nigerian passport.
This is my Nigerian passport. And it doesn't even matter whether I am Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa. The bottom line is I am Nigerian. And that comes first. Nigeria has failed us. We have hoped for a better country. My wife is Yoruba, and I never intended for Peter Obi to be the leader of Nigeria because he is Igbo. But I wanted him to be the president because of what he has to offer, what he brings to the table for Nigerians. And for that reason, because of what has transpired in this last election, from today I refuse to be associated with anything regarding Nigeria. This is my passport. Nigeria is a failed state.
Guys, so my question is, these people that are tearing their passports, they refuse to associate themselves with Nigeria. Where are they residing? They are residing outside Nigeria. So, this video continues. It's almost 6 minutes. Many more continue to tear their passports. The issue is you are tearing it. That means you are no longer returning to Nigeria. So now my question is, the permit in your passport that allows you to stay in other people's country, is it not in your Nigerian passport? Guys, this is why I say now, I don't do this content because I have hate in my heart. I do this content because we need to be very cautious of certain nations. You know why they are tearing their passport and they do not care for their Nigerian passports? Copyrights. I no get shoulder problem. I'm just proud to be a dual citizen. I can't tell which country the other blue passport is, but dual citizenship. She don't care about Nigeria. She's got dual citizenship. Relocate with me from Nigeria to South Africa. Relocate with me from Nigeria to South Africa. I can't wait to see my hubby. Pack the bag, showing you the market in South Africa, in Nigeria. Went to go do their hair. The same thing they do here. Sheet market, hair salons. She's traveling to South Africa with what type of a permit? Is she traveling to South Africa to come and see her hubby? Visitor's visa, study permit, nobody knows. But one thing that I can tell you for sure, dual citizenship. Nigerian passport, South African passport. Guys, in order for them to have a South African passport, that means they have South African citizenship. So, when I tell you that South Africa is infiltrated already, it's already there. You think the way they are striking and making all the noise, go watch this video. They don't know. They know, they've got papers, they've got documentations. That's why I respect what Zandile said on this video.
Are you talking about illegal foreigners or any foreigner?
So I'm talking about illegal foreigners will definitely not be accepted. But those who claim to be legal, like we have home affairs, bogus home affairs, and we've seen a lot of them. You too, you also know about these bogus home affairs. They must be checked, thoroughly checked, because how did they come to this country? Are their parents documented? But they will be at the last in queue. Our South Africans first. You know when, because we also have limited resources.
Yes, guys. After what? Exactly. You have to first check, make sure all their documentations are proper before allowing it. Because the reality is, this dual citizenship, we heard it, even Rutundo, he had dual citizenship. He can vote in Zimbabwe and in South Africa. These people will always vote for what benefits them. Guys, I don't come here and just say what I'm saying, and this protects even the legal foreigners. Because what the legal foreigners don't realize, the nonsense that these people are doing in this country is going to affect all of us. Guys, the reality is this. They will do anything possible to enter into SA. Because the distance in which they travel already, the countries in which they pass, including Angola, Buffett, just to land in SA. Just to land in SA. They're not going back. They do not spend all that money. They do not go through all that to come back. Guys, they are promoting this. It's not only South Africa, all over the world. And you, South Africa, I keep saying, you really think these people will go back? Never.
One trip to China is enough to change your life forever. Even if you borrow the money to go, if you follow the right strategy, you follow what to do before, what to do during, what to do after, there is no way you will go to that China. You come back and you say, the money will go with safe and not pull her. My sister, if you're not getting 100%, if you go with 10,000, you know you will put 20,000, then sorry. You are
All they do is market how to enter into people's countries. And you know what's the worst part about this? Is that they will spend any amount of money. So you tell me, if it's a person willing to spend this amount of money, you really think this person will go back to Nigeria?
This is my Nigerian passport, and this is what I've used to travel for the past few years. But I recently spent 150k to buy a new passport. This is a St. Kitts passport from the Caribbean. So why, you may ask, why did I
spent $150,000 to buy a Caribbean passport? Do the math. And you think this man is going to allow anyone to do like him back to Nigeria? Guys, the reality is this: foreigners will not leave. Guys, look, the reality is this: foreigners don't want to leave, and they will not leave. And I will show you how they are being protected by this very same government that you entrusted. And why I keep preaching, be careful where you put your vote next, because a lot of these people are pretending to be for you and they are not. I'm your boy Uncle P, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Cheers.